lump them all together.
We'll figure it out.
And speaking of figuring it out, we are now on to the Golden Wall, where people have figured out where it's gonna be going down. In the left side of the map, spawning all the way in the left side of the Golden Wall, we have the purple Terran. Already paying homage to his opponent right now. He is the RunaMoK Probe, gonna be representing Legacy Esports all the way down in Melbourne. We have RunaMoK.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Wall LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player going for a pool first. It is MeomaikA.
Hydraling.
It's possible. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. As you know, we are. Again, I'm surprised. This is a best of 3, and after the vetoes, we're starting on Golden Wall. All right, let's do this.
That's a bit of a trend that's been popping up lately, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday we saw it in the best of 5s, which makes a little bit more sense. But here, like, I guess it makes sense considering the fact that we are casting MeomaikA. Like, I'm sure that this is something that he wanted to play. But yeah, RunaMoK letting it through.
Yeah, allowing it. As I mean, as he says, he is nice.
Yeah, and I think was MeomaikA the one that sprayed the salt?
I think it was.
Yeah, you don't really see this too often. MeomaikA being annoying, forcing the CC to be thrown down off location, which isn't the biggest of deals, but it is a little bit annoying. And yeah, the Lings are headed across the map as MeomaikA did go for a pool first. I mean, the SCV did scout it though of RunaMoK, so he should be aware if he was paying attention.
Yeah, should be it, to say the least. And you know, you're saying that making the CC out of position is just a little bit annoying. On Golden Wall, it definitely is. But I feel like there are certain maps where that could actually be life or death. It's like actually going to affect how you wall.
Definitely, and RunaMoK on point with his Reaper, able to kill both Lings that were out on the map. Honestly, I guess based off of this opener, it did feel like MeomaikA going pool first was more safety-wise. You know, just making sure in case there was a proxy of some kind, he had that available to him. Yeah, not really being aggressive with it in any way.
Yeah, just gonna be had a bit of scout and deciding I have enough to drone up. RunaMoK throwing us a little bit of a curveball here.
Ooh.
This is a 2-on-1.
I love this.
Do you?
Yeah. It's something I personally enjoy a little bit more than 1-1-1. It's a lot more. You rarely see this, to be honest. 1-on-1 is a lot more standard nowadays. 2-on-1 is a little bit more old school, I feel. And yeah, you know, RunaMoK playing a little bit unorthodox.
Yeah, or at least unorthodox nowadays. As I remember the time that this was the most common TVZ build.
Oh yeah, definitely. Not so much anymore. Times have changed, but yeah, RunaMoK sticking with this 2-on-1. We'll see how this can do, as MeomaikA, he has yet to scout this.
Yeah, and when you're going for a 2-on-1 like this, you are banking on having to do damage, and having to do a lot of damage early on. So if your opponent doesn't scout this out, that's just going to be all the better for you. MeomaikA is going for an early infestation pit.
What? Okay, all right, and he's walling off as well. Yeah, the Nidus.
It's a Nidus.
So I guess he's going Swarm Host Nidus.
I would prefer Infestors, but yeah, Swarm Host is probably the more effective of the two builds. Watch this, RunaMoK is going to park his Overlord right here.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit confused. Okay, he started +1 range and then he canceled +1 range, and the confusing part to me is that he's got the Roach Warren at the wall at the natural, which to me is meant to be deceiving, but at the same time the infestation pit is at the wall at the natural. So both tech buildings are at the wall at the natural, so he's not hiding anything.
That's the point. Yeah, no, but that's the point. And RunaMoK will immediately scout this Nidus coming out. Gonna be dropping his low right there. So, yeah, funnily enough, Both of
my
our players
God.
throwing in some unorthodox builds, and I don't know what to think of this game now.
Yeah, well, MeomaikA, like, he was doing this blind. He had no idea what his opponent was doing, hoping for a 1-1-1. Meanwhile, RunaMoK, he had gone for this 2-on-1, meaning that the drop was coming out. He so happened to run right into the Nidus, deal with it, and now he's just headed across the map. And even though MeomaikA is throwing down a Nidus to the north, above the natural, like, he needs something for defense, otherwise he's just gonna die.
Yeah, there are only 2 Nidus, Storm hosts in that current Nidus, so yeah, MeomaikA is prioritizing this defense a heck of a lot. Will be able to draw away these medevacs! One of them almost going down.
Jesus Christ, yeah, so close. MeomaikA almost able to snipe that medevac. He still could actually if he tries to dive back in. Meanwhile, another Nidus is being thrown down. The Swarm hosts, they are leaving. MeomaikA just leaving his queens here for the defense.
Yeah, and I think if RunaMoK realizes that he can be able to brute force his way through,
oh my God,
that MeomaikA is kind of toast here.
Wow, and just like that, the infestation pick gets sniped down, so that means no more Swarm hosts, even getting the Evo chamber as well, denying +1 missile attacks.
These RunaMites are absolutely having the best connections of their life right now. This is looking to be a little bit game ending for MeomaikA, or not quite yet. I was thinking a little too far ahead.
So MeomaikA, yeah, he did deal with the drop, and here we go. The Swarm hosts are headed across the map. They pick off a tank, which is nice, but there just aren't enough Swarm hosts to really deal too much damage. And MeomaikA, he's actually a little bit supply blocked, making 7 Overlords at a time.
Yeah, well, I think it will depend a little bit on how good RunaMoK's defense can be. We could get to a point where MeomaikA could be able to force RunaMoK into a war of attrition, but RunaMoK has been able to scout out these Niduses so far. Has been doing them pretty well.
Yeah, the big problem being is that MeomaikA, because that infestation pit was sniped, like there's no more Swarm hosts, so he just has these few amounts. What is it? 5 or 6 Swarm hosts for MeomaikA, and that's it. Like there's not enough here to really deal any real significant damage. Like there's not enough here to DPS down like the CC or anything like that. Yeah, with only 6 Swarm hosts. So yeah, MeomaikA is in a really rough position right now. I love how he's still throwing down Niduses everywhere just to keep his opponent busy at home as he does take a 3rd base. Yeah,
and in the long run, this is also going to have a little bit of an added bonus of just some additional mobility. So you may as well throw down your Niduses while you still can, is how I look at it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, again, like, they're just kind of freaking or just keeping RunaMoK on his toes as he continues to hear more and more Niduses being thrown down. They do provide vision. They can be used later on. And, yeah, because of this, RunaMoK, he's just staying here at home, but eventually he will push out.
Yeah, this army of RunaMoK is looking pretty meaty. MeomaikA has decided to drone up behind us, getting at 3rd base. RunaMoK gonna be waiting a little bit on that. Just gonna be making sure that he can actually secure a base if he gets one.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see. I mean, MeomaikA, he's trying his best to transition. Like, he's, you know, got Baneling speed on the way. He's working on +1 armor as well, going Ling Bane, which is what he needs against what RunaMoK is going for. He's just a little bit behind in terms of almost everything. And actually, he's getting another infestation pit.
So either he's going once again to Swarm hosts, or he's deciding to play it out a bit more standard, gonna go into his Hive, which it's still an early timing for Hive, I'll give you that, but may as well, his opponent's busy, right?
I would like to think that this is a big brain move. It's not for more Swarm hosts, but it's for investors.
You would like to think it's a big brain move.
I would like to. We'll see, as we have yet to see what the infestation pit has been for. Like, he hasn't used it. Oh, there we go. Hive is on the way. Incredibly fast Hive. I'm not too sure what for. It wouldn't be for upgrades. It would be for Vipers, I assume. But the push is here.
Push is here, and all these queens gonna be going out just like that. RunaMoK may have moved too far into creep though, and the flank with the Banelings taking out all the bio. The Zerglings dealing with all the tanks that are left. RunaMoK has just lost. No, the wind has been knocked off his sails. There's a lot of reinforcements coming in, and this may be enough to fight what MeomaikA's got, but we'll see. Nice little bit of drop here. Will be pulling MeomaikA back and forth.
Yeah, the thing is, like, RunaMoK, he lost a lot there, but he may just have enough anyway. Like, that was the best trade MeomaikA could have hoped for, but RunaMoK, he just had so much. Like, there are tanks, there's a drop in the main base, there are Marines here in the center. The Swarm hosts are not ready for the next push. There we go, the Infestors are out, but they don't have enough energy.
And honestly, what are they going to do right now? Are they going to fungal? They're not going to fungal much.
Exactly. There's just not really much potential here for these investors, and
It's called RunaMoK. It was not shaken.
not at all. And like that was a MeomaikA game.
That was a MeomaikA game.
Oh my god. This reminds me of, I don't know if you remember, unfortunately, this is something I'm always going to remember, Seether versus MeomaikA, I think it was the finals on Purity and Industry, where MeomaikA blindly went 2-base Spire, and Seether blindly went 2-on-1. He dropped in the main base and just won the game.
I remember that.
That's essentially what happened here. RunaMoK went 2-on-1 blindly. He went out with his drop, immediately catches like the Nidus, and then just forces MeomaikA to be on the defensive. You know, like
yeah. There's as much as we've mitigated, or as much as the sort of luck aspects have been mitigated, there are still a little bit of things here and there, like build order losses that can affect how things play out. Alright, we are going to be loading into our next game. We actually have our updates right now. 2 of our quarterfinals have already finished up. Pez is going to be going to the semifinals in the top half of the bracket. Demi going to be waiting in the bottom half.
yeah. The brackets have updated, and
Yep, have been updated. We do kind of know what we're going to be going for. Unfortunately, it looks like we won't be able to cast the top semis, depending on how long this series takes and how long anything else takes. But Probe, I believe, is currently streaming his point of view, so if you are interested in that, you can jump on over to twitch.tv/ was it SC2Probe, or was it Probe_SC2?
I believe it is Probe_SC2.
There you go. God damn it. And we are here now on Everdream LE Ideally Edle. We're in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. We have the god himself, who I've never thought of it this way, but if God is Probe's roommate, that makes a lot of sense. He was born in lag, molded by it, and by golly, he's gonna either win or die by it. Representing Legacy Esports down under Melbourne, we have RunaMoK.
I can relate so much with RunaMoK right now. And spawning in at the top right-hand corner of Everdream LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player going for a pool first once again. It is MeomaikA.
And if you're wondering why there's a lot of Zerg players down under, that is part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I can relate with RunaMoK because I know Oreo is flabbergasted. Oreo, Lumia, and all the other Australian players are flabbergasted when I'm like, hey. So like, I just ladder on US West all the time. And when I went to BrizCraft and when I played on like AU for the first time, it was like scary. Like I was uncomfortable.
At that point, that was your choice.
Exactly. Like playing on such low latency, it feels so different in comparison. It's like everything's just moving so much faster. But speaking a little bit about the game, MeomaikA did go for that pull first, and now we see why.
Speaking of moving faster,
MeomaikA
is trying to make this move really fast. RunaMoK will scout this though, and this is way too early. Watch MeomaikA cancel that right now. Okay, well.
Watch him just drone up. Just, oh my god. Yeah, so RunaMoK on top of his scouting with his first SCV scout, he was able to see the Roach Warren. It wasn't denied by MeomaikA, so he's completely aware, and we do see that bunker being thrown down across the map.
Yeah, gonna be on the high ground right now. just, you know, you're not going to be able to save your low ground base, so may as well just let it finish up and lift it back into the main.
Yeah. That's typically how you want to approach this sort of like Roach Ravager like opener. So we'll see what MeomaikA does, as again, like he is kind of droning up a little bit, but those roaches are headed across the map. Ideally they will be morphed into Ravagers, and then, you know, they chip away, maybe get a depot.
I don't know. I think MeomaikA is looking into mind games right now. I think he's just gonna throw these 3 roaches away, put a little bit of pressure onto RunaMoK, and then I don't know. I don't see him quote unquote wasting minerals trying to get Ravagers when his game plan is to just drone up behind us.
Yeah, definitely. As we do see, he did manage to get his 3rd up. RunaMoK was doing his best to try and deny it.
Interesting here coming out from RunaMoK. Not going for that tank, actually going into Mag Field Accelerator and immediately getting the Cyclone out. This indicates to me that RunaMoK may be looking to go into mech eventually.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing, except he just cancelled it.
Huh.
like he was making it, and then when the roaches left, he cancelled it. So
you realize how uncommitted.
Yeah, I think he wanted to make it look as to MeomaikA that something was researching on the tech lab to make it look as if that was what he was going for.
We are looking at a 47D chess game right now. Is what we're looking at, like.
Yes. So MeomaikA, he opened up with the roach, with the fast roach warren, but he didn't commit to it. Meanwhile, defensively, RunaMoK was researching backfield accelerators, but he cancelled it. He's not committing to that either. Both of these players, they have commitment issues.
That's why he's looking for a new roommate.
It's all coming together. No, I love the way that they're playing this out. I love the mind games. Speaking of mind games, MeomaikA, he has made a decent amount of lings, a hefty amount of lings. They are moving out across the map, going around the long way as well, making sure they do go unscouted.
Yeah, even managing to utilize those Ravagers. They are Ravagers now, as MeomaikA can't afford to use them. RunaMoK going for the Cyclone drop, which is not something we see nowadays. Oh, look at that! Oh, never mind. I thought he took what's it called, tracking off of autocast. But no,
yeah,
they were just on cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, he gets the queen. Meanwhile, the Lings and the Ravagers are across the map, and it looks like the Lings are going to clear out the mineral line. The Ravagers, they're pushing up into the main base. They're going to be actually be able to bow down the depot as well. And MeomaikA, he should be able to just flood in.
And that's definitely where he's what he's going for right now. The Cyclone's now going to be forced to come back home, but it may just be too late. Okay, there's not a lot of Ravagers here. Still quite a hefty Ling count for this stage of the game, but they can be dealt with. 18 SCVs have already gone down, though.
Exactly.
I think the writing is a little on the wall.
Yeah, the Lings are going to be able to deal with the Cyclones. Meanwhile, the Ravagers are just piling on the mineral line, just killing anything that comes out of this production as soon as they pop out. And yeah, just so much damage has been done. Almost like, what, 30 SCVs have gone down? Even the Cyclone, ooh, just manages to save the Cyclone, but behind this, MeomaikA, he has the 3rd base, he's journeying up, he's getting lair.
And this is just about game-ending damage. We look at the worker counts right now. It's 11 versus 56. MeomaikA is just leaning back and just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah. Again, that big, massive Ling run by did so much damage. It was so good of MeomaikA to go for that and keep it hidden as well. It just completely caught RunaMoK off guard, and RunaMoK, he unfortunately he had sent his Cyclones across the map. Like, if they were at home to defend to begin with, then.
Yeah, 47D chess. RunaMoK thought that MeomaikA, after he got scouted, after he sent in the 3 roaches, he thought it was done. He thought he was just going to get a non-aggressive macro game for a while.
And we thought the same thing, right? Like, you were like, yeah, like, he's not going to turn them into Ravagers. He's just going to, you know, send these roaches across the map and just drone up behind this and try and get back into the game. But no, he just flooded Lings.
And I mean, when I say MeomaikA's doing whatever he wants, I thought he was actually going to be taking it a little seriously. That's a lot of drop lords, as well as a infestation pit going on behind this. So MeomaikA has realized, yeah, I can just win the game.
If MeomaikA's going to win this, he's going to win it in style. He's got a bunch of dropper lords ready to go all full. He's going to be heading right into the main base, Doom dropping on top of the production. And RunaMoK, what does he have to stop these? He does have those 2 Cyclones. He does have a decent amount of Marines.
Sim is on the way.
It is on the way.
That could help
Not
out.
wrong. If it was done, it definitely could. But we'll see if that happens as the Overlords are here.
They are here, and MeomaikA even just delaying it to get the perfect connection that he can. Okay, you win. No need to flex on me anymore. And MeomaikA gonna be taking game number 2, giving us that ace match, and man, we got some games today.
That we do.
I'm just so glad we were able to catch these two.
I love what Lumia's saying in the chat. Out of all the Mio games, that was definitely one of them. Yep, that was a Mio game.
This really is. But it's not quite a Mio TM game yet.
Not quite, not quite. We'll see. We'll see if we manage to get that Ling Hydra style out of him. Baneless. Maybe in the ace match, we'll see, as they are currently setting up. And yeah, it's one of those things where you can't go in expecting too much, because when MeomaikA's involved, like, he's got his own plans, you know? He has his own way of playing this game.
He is known to subvert expectations a lot.
Yeah.
Like whenever you think that he's going to be playing out a MeomaikA game, no, he's just going to be playing macro. Oh, and I do apologize. I think I misread that earlier when I said Probe was in the semifinals. I meant Pez.
Oh yeah, apparently Pez already advanced to the semis? Yeah, that he did. Yeah, waiting for the winner of Probe and Azure.
Really can go. I'm just thinking how that would play out in my head right now.
Mm.
Look, if there was any player on this bracket that, well, okay, not anymore, but after last week's ESL Fueled by Dare, I would normally think of Azure as one of the players that Probe would prefer to face, but not after last week. And speaking of players who Probe would prefer to face, here we have it. His teammate, his roommate, although looking for a third to live in that house with them. We have the purple Terran spawning down all the way in the bottom right-hand corner of Death Aura. The Aura of Death. Representing Legacy Esports down in the land of Melbourne, we have RunaMoK.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Death Aura LE, going for a faster pool than he ever has in this series, going for a 14 pool, or it could have been a 12 pool actually, I didn't quite see the timing. We have the, I think it was the 12 pool actually, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player, MeomaikA.
I feel like as tonight goes on, he's just gonna get the pool sooner and sooner. Eventually we're gonna get to the point where we load in and he's already got the pool.
We're gonna get to the point we load in, he kills the drone, then he makes the pool. It's like, oh boy.
Why not?
And as you're showing, we do have these 6 things running across the map, and on a map like Death Aura, they are just zooming across through these speed zones. They do get spotted by the SCV.
That they do. But what does RunaMoK really have right now? He will have to wall up, and he should be able to get the Reaper in before these lanes can get too much damage done. So yeah, this is just pressure coming out. Oh, but a cancel on that expansion. RunaMoK playing it very safe here, just really trying to survive, but at the cost of potentially a late CC.
Yeah, and that is you know what you want out of this 12 pool that MeomaikA went for. Like it's just to delay that command center, and yeah, he manages to do so. RunaMoK instantly doing. I love how he instantly recognized that this was going to happen, so he just immediately cancels it, starts remaking it event in his main base, and just moves on.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a debate there where, if you try to fight with the Reapers, your Zerg opponent might still try to target one or the other. You really have to be paying a lot of attention. if you decide to fight on the low ground there. And honestly, this is the point where you want your Reapers to be doing other things, right? You want to be focusing on other things.
And speaking of which, he was able to snipe one creep trimmer there. Really nicely done with the Reaper. Does manage to get away with it as well. And yeah, like RunaMoK already, his economy is a little bit disrupted. You know, his natural is a little bit later than he would have liked, but is still going for this 1-1-1 opener.
Yeah, having it delayed that much is not really,
oh boy.
It's not really going to throw too much of a wrench in the plans. MeomaikA going for a very early lair. No third base as of yet. I think we're finally going to see it, Light.
Yeah, he is taking his gases. We do have a lair. This should be, I repeat, it should be 2-base Muta. Unless MeomaikA wants to do something crazy and go for like a Nidus.
Doubt it as well.
Yeah, you're like, he's going for a fast infestation pit.
Nothing in another building. Look at that probe. It's going to be building something. Probe? Drone, I meant.
Yeah.
Let's wait for that lair.
We'll see what the tech of choice will be for MeomaikA. And yeah, this is a pretty interesting. Oh god, this is going to be a strange game because we do have that army on the way. So RunaMoK going for this Hellbat push, and yeah, he's going for the infestation pit.
There we go. Where is that actually? Right over in the natural base. Is this a build order last night for MeomaikA?
I think so. So the Hellbats are going to hit. What's going to be for defense? Queens? Just queens. Nothing but queens.
Just queens.
4 queens. No, so okay, 5. He has 5 queens. Is 5 queens enough? Is the real question. They are split up.
That is something that I do doubt. If it was just these Hellbats, then maybe. But we do see the Reaper coming in and a decent number of bio, at least for this stage of the game. But yeah, RunaMoK has had enough. I can tell you that much. He's had enough.
He's had enough of this. He's pushing on in, and I mean, there are Lings on the way, which is nice. They aren't ideal. There's no Banelings whatsoever that are going to be able to deal with this, and we'll see how much damage can be done.
Nice around here on top of the Hellbats. The Lings are eventually going to get cleaned out, but they were bought enough time for these queens to really punish them. One thing that I think we didn't really take note of was that MeomaikA actually had a lot of energy behind him, so he was able to transfuse these queens, keeping them alive as much as he could. 12 drones already going down. If you're MeomaikA right now, that is the last thing you want to have happen. MeomaikA will be able to clean that out, but yeah, Infestors. Why not? Lingbane Fungal.
Infestors?
Yeah, Ling Fungal. What else are you gonna get for AoE?
Okay, all right. So we gotta back up. I have to message MeomaikA after this game. Is this what he originally planned for the infestation pit, or is this his response to what just happened?
Gotta get AoE.
I assume so, right? Like, because he was going 2-base infestation pit, I imagine it was for swarm hosts based off of, you know, the tech of choice. But now he has a 3rd base. Like, the game is progressing. He's getting infestors, and oh god, they're getting caught out a little bit by the Hellions.
Getting caught out or trying to intimidate RunaMoK, as the Hellions are backing away right now.
Getting caught out or tanking shots? That's the real question. Oh god. I mean, RunaMoK, he scouts it. He knows. He sees, like, what's going through RunaMoK's mind right now. Like, he sees the infestors. He's like, what do I do?
He may just be thinking, sick, I won the game. Another 12 more go down. Yeah, like, because of the lack of Banelings and Lings, like, these run-bys are just dealing so much damage already. 29 drones have gone down this game as opposed to 3 SCVs from RunaMoK. Really do see the story told in the units lost tab.
Yeah, and okay, I love this. Even like chat is catching up. Demi's like swarm hosts. Oh, you poor child. Yeah. You don't know. You don't know what's awaiting for you in 2 minutes. I've never seen this before. I don't know how this is gonna work out for MeomaikA. Even though he has he's doing it! Like, he still doesn't have a bathing nest. He's going for Hydras. He's going for Ling Hydra Infestor with no Banes.
Fungals! That's all I'm looking forward to right now, Light.
Like, I understand what MeomaikA is doing. I get it.
Do you? Because I don't. I definitely don't.
I get it. I can see what he's going for. I can see the wheels turning. But like, I just don't like how adamant or how stubborn MeomaikA is about Banelings, like in these compositions. Like, Banelings is still great. Like, go Ling Bane, Infestor, right? You fungal
amazing,
and then Ling Bane. Yeah, it's beautiful, right? He's like, oh, let me do you one better. I'm gonna sacrifice. No Banelings.
You have to understand from MeomaikA's perspective, right? He's already got the AoE. So he doesn't need additional AoE.
Oh my god. All right, so
I am really speechless.
Yeah,
like
we'll just see how this plays out. We'll just watch. We'll just sit back and watch what happens.
All right. Well, MeomaikA started to posture around. Will he get neural parasite? I think is the question.
No, I hope not. I don't want him to have that option. He's gonna be like, maybe I should neural parasite. No,
maybe
just
I should neural the medevac, and then it'll heal my banelings.
Oh my! There's no banelings though. There's nothing.
It'll heal my units. I don't even need transfuse.
I'm gonna heal the
coming out
lings.
from RunaMoK. Yeah, really mitigating the effects of these fungals.
Really baiting these fungals. Like, the two fungals already wasted on like 3 Marines. Jesus. MeomaikA has to be so careful because, again, he's relying on these fungals to deal with the bio. He can't be wasting fungals like that. He only has a couple more left. He only has 3 infestors, right?
Yep, only 3 infestors at the moment, and one of them not even enough energy to do anything. Another fungal being thrown down on only 3 Marines. MeomaikA is going to have to find some way to bait the bio out, and I think he may be setting that up.
Yeah, to be fair, there's not that much bio here to defend the army, so even without fungals, I do feel like he can push through, and the bio only just now showing up.
Yeah, not with these reinforcements. So MeomaikA, he's got to be careful. He does have a couple of fungals left to him. That was a good start, but with the tank in the background, I do not think that's going to be quite enough.
Yeah, I mean, the reinforcements, they came a little bit late for RunaMoK, so MeomaikA was able to establish himself, was able to clear the majority of the army up, but RunaMoK, he's getting ready for round 2. Nice pre-split.
Why is he splitting against? Well, I guess the fungals, but
fungals. Yeah, if a fungal gets all the bio in one fungal, like, that's it. That's over. So he has to be so careful not to let that happen. Yeah,
fungals, they may not do that much damage, but you got to remember, Marines don't have that much damage to begin with.
Yeah, that much health even. So
health.
Yeah.
Marines have a lot of damage. Marines can't take that much damage.
Yeah, and I do love these drops, you know, pulling MeomaikA apart, and MeomaikA, he's already struggling in terms of, like, his army supplies, so he is able to deal with the one to the south, but 9 more drones go down.
Yeah, MeomaikA, he is able to fight off the little groups of the Terran army, and is able to deal with them here and there, but yeah, as you were saying, way too much is going down economically for MeomaikA.
Yeah, definitely. And now we have MeomaikA finally pushing across the map again, just with basically pure Hydra. He has to be so careful, but oh, he's catching a couple of tanks out of position.
What was the window of opportunity you were explaining to me, Light, when you go for Ling Hydra?
Yo, we all know it now at this point. There's a window. There's a window where there's not too many tanks, where you can make Ling Hydra work. But at some point, that window's so narrow, you know, you gotta like suck it in to try and squeeze through that window. And MeomaikA, at that time may have come and gone. To be fair, he is working on Hive, so I guess he's gonna eventually want to get Vipers. Vipers will help a lot with this, but yeah, we'll see. To be fair, there's not that much here to protect the tanks from the Lings, but there's not too many Lings either.
Yeah, those Hydras are not gonna be too long for this world if MeomaikA decides to push in. So it's gonna be backing off.
You need support. Like, he's going mass Hydra. He's making nothing but Hydras right now. Like, you need Lings to like support and to get on top of the tanks.
What if he just has a couple good fungals?
God damn it!
Not even comprehend that.
I'm just trying to comprehend what we're watching right now, and it's not working. It's not working.
Well, we're watching a Hive getting completed.
We are. I imagine it's for Vipers, but at this point, I don't even know anymore, mate. Could just be going for Lurkers. Could just throw down the Lurker den and get Lurker upgrades.
Honestly, why not?
Right? Honestly, that wouldn't be too bad. to be honest. Right? Then he would have something to support the Hydras. Right now, there's nothing supporting the Hydras. I guess
well, I guess now we know why not, because it's not a bad idea. Alright, this drop will get cleaned out, but there's still that double drop here. If it goes straight to the main, RunaMoK is splitting up his army, and can he get that hive?
There's nothing here. We can see in the minimap, the Hydras, they're all coming home to try and defend. And the drops, they're just dealing the damage. There's 3 drops, actually. Marines all over the place, and MeomaikA, he just doesn't have anything to defend. He just has Hydras. Like, it takes so long for them to maneuver around the map.
Especially when there's not a lot of creep threat to begin with. The Hydra list then is going to go down. Will he rebuild that?
That's probably a good thing. Now he's going to stop the Hydra production.
Yeah, I gotta go straight into Ultras, but without Lings or Banes behind us? I don't know, like...
Well, that's the thing, though, right? Like, the Hydra stand is dead. That means that MeomaikA is going to be forced to make Lings, right?
Or
he's just going to remake it. Oh, God. I'm so concerned because, as you were pointing out, he's getting the Ultralisk Cavern. He hasn't rebuilt the Hydralisk Den, even though he's still getting +2 range. Which, to be fair, he does have a decent Hydra count, so it will come into play. He's just droning up. Still no Lings to support this. He's just going to go Hydra Ultra.
I never thought I would hear those words uttered in my life.
The problem is, right, like, he's going Hydra Ultra, but I don't think he has any melee upgrades because he's been focusing on range upgrades instead, so the Ultras aren't going to be able to hit as hard as they would like to.
Yeah, they're really not gonna, and I mean, +3 Carapace isn't bad, but at this point, the DPS from MeomaikA is low enough as it is. He doesn't need more tankiness, he needs more DPS.
Ooh. I like this. Look at this, adrenal glands on the way for MeomaikA. This has to mean that he's gonna start making Lings. Maybe to support his units.
You never really know.
It's probably not. He's probably a misclick. Here we go. Ultras are on the way as well.
Yeah, and here comes a little bit of a flank, or it looked like it was going to be a flank. MeomaikA looking to see if there's any bio he can throw these fungals on top of. He really cannot move on top of these tanks.
That's the problem, right? Like, because of MeomaikA's army composition, I don't know how he's meant to engage with this amount of tanks.
Well, that's a decent start with that fungal, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna be enough. I have to wonder what.
He's waiting for the Ultras. Like, with Ultras can tank shots. Like, so I can see that working, but he's just losing so many Hydras whenever he pokes in like this.
Yeah, he really cannot afford to. His Hydras did go down earlier on. He cannot sustain a fight. The Ultras are out, but one of them already getting popped just like that. Kit displaying not quite done yet. And MeomaikA's just going in and he's losing everything.
He's using all the Hydras. There are only a couple of Ultras, and Kaida's plating did just finish up. +3 armor is about to finish up as well, so they will be tanky, but we do have that 16-minute +1 melee attack on the way, so the Ultras, they can get on top of the army, but they're not going to hit quite hard.
They're just going to be losing to these engagements, A lot of these Lings are coming out, and that can usually act as a bit of a buffer, but I think it's just too little too late.
Exactly, like, the base has gone down, 13 drones have gone down, the Ultras pop out in the worst position, they just get sniped off. These are such expensive losses for MeomaikA, and as we see, like, he's just committing to this Ling Ultra style, which, I mean, I do enjoy, but he only has 1 Infestor left, so only 1 Fungal left. He actually doesn't have enough energy for a Fungal. RunaMoK
is doing such a good job of pooly splitting, even if MeomaikA had the energy for it. I do not think MeomaikA is going to be able to turn this around anytime soon. RunaMoK is starting to poke in. And this is a juicy clump of bio, but as you were saying, where's the damage output?
It's just not there. I do like that he is starting to remake his Infestors. Again, like, Fungals with this ground-based army. Like, he can make wonders work, but there are just so many tanks here. I would have liked, like, Vipers instead. Vipers would actually be amazing in this position. And he's actually remaking the Hydralisk deck.
Yeah, because he used to get Lurkers out.
God damn it, Yaku. The hatchery's gonna go down. The Ultralisk Cavern is exposed, but MeomaikA, he's going for the counterattack. I love this. This is actually like a good opportunity for MeomaikA.
Absolutely is, but RunaMoK is not deterred by that. He's gonna be marching straight on into that natural base, and eventually that main base. MeomaikA, we are getting into a base trade scenario right now. And honestly, I feel like MeomaikA could potentially win that, even if RunaMoK is going to be a lot more favored.
He definitely could. Like, I love that MeomaikA, he came to the realization that we also came to, that he cannot fight this main army. Like, he just can't do it, so he just goes around. He's going for the counterattack, he kills the base, but actually he's turning back home.
Yeah, trying to get a sandwich on ready, and I'm not convinced it's going to work out for him, though. Like,
the
there is potential, but can it work? The surround does go in. Nice fungal here. Aladi's tank still alive, though. And I mean, MeomaikA, he does actually clear this up, but at what cost?
At the cost of a couple of hatcheries. It's okay. This entire time, MeomaikA expands to the left-hand side of the map. He has 4 bases. Meanwhile, RunaMoK only down to 3. And MeomaikA is going to be counterattacking with Ultras and Lings. And I think he may have broken RunaMoK. Like, he lost so many tanks in that engagement. RunaMoK, he may just not have enough.
Wow. Yeah, there's just not a lot here. There's Marine Marauder Medevac, and not quite enough of them when you get down to it. Oh, maybe there is with if he's able to utilize Stim. Alright, these Ultras are starting to come in. Ultra's speed has finished up. The body block on top of them with the legs is looking pretty beautiful. And there are still a couple of fungals. Okay, not quite available yet, but soon.
Yeah, and even without them, like, RunaMoK, he's lost so much. His base here to the lower left-hand side is completely exposed. The planetary should be going down. I mean, this is the best. Go for it.
Yeah, but if MeomaikA actually loses his engagement, then that is going to go well for RunaMoK. But it does not. RunaMoK, he is running away, is what he is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at this point, he just doesn't have enough to deal with the Ultras. There
Insane.
It is.
RunaMoK could not even comprehend that himself, and that was actually a bajillion IQ move to send out the Lings and the Ultras right towards the end there. And to come back with the surround.
Yes. Honestly, it was the right move. 100%. Like, MeomaikA, he had to go across the map. With his ground-based army, he dealt so much damage, and that surround at the end was beautiful to see. MeomaikA, you know, we question him constantly, all the time. But you know what?
He says, "How dare you question him?"
Exactly. We are mere mortals to this cat god of MeomaikA. Okay, he just turned water into wine.
That he did. He just turned Infestor Hydra Ling into a winning composition. I love that side towards the end. I feel like that wasn't just the right move for MeomaikA to come back. I feel like that was the only correct move for him.
Yeah.